Well, happy Christmas! Well, it's one of our traditions to write poetry, and I've written a poem for Christmas, and it's called Imagine. So I'm just going to read it to you right now. Imagine. Can you imagine what it was like, that first Noel, that Christmas night? We read the story every year with carols and with festive cheer. But let's pause, reflect, and think again of shepherds and of those wise men. What cosmic power was drawing them to find that babe in Bethlehem? Those magi came from far away, knowing Messiah would come one day, waiting 500 years or more, as Daniel prophesied years before. Archangel Gabriel had foretold dates, times and seasons. He foretold even Messiah's birth and death. So exact it caught Daniel's breath. They watched for centuries, often feared, until that eastern star appeared. Nothing could stop them being drawn to find out where the babe was born. Salvation's clock was soon to chime, divine invasion's perfect time. That night some shepherds watched their flock, so unaware of heaven's clock. In just one blinding flash of light, God's love for us burst through so bright. Millions of angels ripped the veil, with bursts of song their Lord to hail. Imagine Father's heart just melt. Imagine how much joy he felt. Centuries of patience since the flood, watching his people shedding blood, gripped with rebellion and lust, refusing to obey or trust. We hear his agony from the start, as prophets each unveiled his heart. Then silence for 400 years. Imagine Father's bitter tears. God's passion to be reconciled sealed his own choice to give his child. Then finally, he found this girl so pure that she could hold God's pearl. A cosmic power was then released that drew the Magi from the east, drawing Mary to Bethlehem to fulfill heaven's plan for men. God's plan was to invade the earth, the miracle of virgin birth, to come down to the earth himself, to leave behind his power and wealth. Taking the form of a helpless child, God's passion to be reconciled. Born in a manger, our hearts to win, since there was no room in the inn. That cosmic power of heaven's love drew even that bright star above, then drew the shepherds and wise men. God's love had broken through again. 2,000 years have passed since then, that Christ child born to die for men. Light dawned that day and darkness fled, sealed later when his blood was shed. And since that day, that power of love was poured out with that heavenly dove. God's Holy Spirit drawing men, his power once, his cosmic power once again. Today 2 billion own his name. His drawing power is just the same. So this Christmas, fix your eyes on him. This choice alone will break all sin. Consider him who gave his all, his drawing power, his heavenly call. Each one of us can play our part. Allow his love to fill our heart. Imagine how much joy we'll bring. Imagine, hear the angels sing, joy to the world, the Lord has come. Such joy because God gave his Son. Well, God bless you. Have a great Christmas.